Hello, everyone. Trucks, cars, and chaos. Sometimes the roads we trust the most can quickly turn into a nightmare. Watch as semi-trucks collide, vehicles are tossed, and lives are put at risk in these shocking, high-speed moments. These are the most devastating crashes of 2025, captured on camera, showing how one mistake can change everything in the blink of an eye. A speeding car racing down the road, when suddenly a parked semi-truck pulls onto the road without warning. The car can't react fast enough, and before it knows it, it crashes into the truck, sliding underneath it. A terrifying reminder of how quickly a moment of inattention can turn into disaster. A chain reaction on the road. One car slides in front of the semi-truck, colliding with it, while the other car crashes into the first. What started as a minor slip quickly escalates into a mess of metal and chaos. A stark reminder of how quickly control can be lost. A semi-truck trying to make a turn by reversing, but it's blocked by two parked cars. Instead of waiting or finding a way around, the truck driver decides to hit the cars and keep going. A reckless move that leaves damage behind and shows how some drivers just don't care about the consequences. All the cars are waiting patiently for the light to turn green when suddenly, the roar of an approaching semi-truck breaks the silence. The driver slams on the brakes, but it's too late. The truck crashes into the standing cars, sending them flying. A powerful reminder that speed doesn't forgive, especially when the road is at a standstill. The truck was stuck, wedged between the train tracks and traffic ahead. The driver frantically tried to get others to move, but the seconds slipped away too quickly. Before he knew it, the train was on top of him, crashing into the truck with a deafening roar. Somehow, the driver made it out just in time, but the moment serves as a harsh reminder: you can't outlast a train. The car's at a standstill, waiting for the light, but the speeding semi-truck doesn't see it coming. Without warning, the light turns red, and before the truck can react, it crashes into the car with full force. A chilling reminder of how quickly things can go from calm to catastrophic. A deadly mix of snow, speed, and a narrow road. The semi-truck struggles for control, slipping on the icy surface, and crashes head-on into a car coming from the opposite direction. The impact sends the car flying off the road, while the truck flips over, buried in snow. A devastating reminder of how quickly things can turn dangerous on slippery roads. Overtaking gone horribly wrong. The car speeds ahead, cutting right in front of the semi-truck, and before the truck can even react, it crashes into the car. The car is sent spinning into another box truck coming the opposite direction, sending it off the road. Miraculously, the driver escapes unscathed, barely avoiding disaster. A terrifying reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control. Overloaded and underprepared, the semi-truck, carrying more than it was built to handle, struggles to keep control. In the end, the weight proves too much, and the truck flips, spilling its load onto the road. A costly mistake that serves as a reminder: never push the limits, especially when lives are at risk. A risky move in a tight space. The semi-truck attempts to overtake in the tunnel, but as it gets too close, it slams into the car ahead, dragging it along until the brakes finally kick in. A nerve-wracking reminder that some moves are better left for open roads. Chaos on the highway. In heavy traffic with cars and a semi-truck already stuck, a speeding truck comes barreling in, crashing into the stationary truck. But the nightmare doesn't end there. Just seconds later, another speeding truck slams into the wreckage, crushing cars and colliding with other trucks. What's left behind? A catastrophic scene of twisted metal and devastation. A brutal reminder of how quickly things can escalate in congested traffic. In the pitch black darkness of the night, two vehicles, one a car, the other a semi-truck, come speeding toward each other from opposite directions. With no light to guide them, the collision happens in an instant. A devastating crash in the blackness. A chilling reminder of how quickly the unknown can become a nightmare on the road. On a snowy road, things take a dangerous turn when one semi-truck tries to overtake another at the wrong moment. The result? A brutal collision that could have been avoided. Sometimes the road conditions make even the simplest moves a risky gamble. Caught on Dashcam. What should have been a routine drive turns into a split-second nightmare. The semi-truck, boxed in by cars on both sides, sees the box truck speeding closer and panic sets in. The driver attempts to overtake, but the gap is too narrow. The car's too close. In a heart-stopping moment, the semi loses control and slams into the truck. It's a tense reminder. On the road, there's no room for hesitation, and one wrong move can set off a chain reaction. Quiet night, a semi-truck cruising along until the driver thinks it's safe to run the red light. But just as it passes, a car with the green light comes rushing through and bam, the truck hits the car. A dangerous reminder that what looks clear can change in an instant. What was meant to be a quick rescue turned into a whole new mess. The tractor tries towing the semi-truck, but things go south fast. The container detaches and slides down the hill, making everything a whole lot more complicated. Sometimes even the best intentions don't go as planned. Everything seems smooth for the semi-truck until, out of nowhere, a car from the other lane decides to overtake. The truck driver barely has time to react and can't hit the brakes fast enough. The result? A crash that could have been avoided with just a little more patience. This truck's wild ride didn't end when it fell down the hill. First, it got stuck in the trees, leaving the driver lucky enough to escape unharmed. But as time passed, the trees couldn't hold the weight and the truck slid further down the hill. A car trying to make a sharp turn, but in a rush, it overtakes the truck, not realizing it's still going straight. The result? A collision that could have easily been avoided with just a bit more awareness. Some moves are better left unmade. A dangerous turn at high speed. The semi-truck is barreling down the road when, out of nowhere, a car tries to make a turn right in front of it. With no time to hit the brakes, the truck crashes into the car, sending both of them sliding off the road. A terrifying reminder that timing and distance matter on every turn. This dashcam footage is a real eye-opener. The semi-truck comes in way too fast and slams into the car ahead. Next thing you know, the truck flips and the car skids off the road. Just goes to show how one moment of speed can completely flip the script. 4 trucks on the road, cruising together until one semi-truck makes a deadly mistake. In a sudden, aggressive move, it collides with a tanker, sending both trucks careening off the road. It almost looks like road rage, but the result is pure destruction. A frightening reminder of how quickly things can escalate when tempers flare behind the wheel. The sign said over height must turn, but this truck driver thought otherwise. The result? A brutal collision with the bridge, leaving the truck's box completely shattered. Some warnings aren't just suggestions, they're there for a reason. The car ahead hits the brakes as the light turns yellow, but the semi-truck, speeding and too close, can't stop in time. The impact sends the car flying, a shocking reminder that when you're too fast, even a yellow light can lead to disaster. Close call on the road. The car tries to overtake the semi-truck, but gets too close, with the front corner of the truck clipping the car. The car swerves dangerously, almost losing control, but the driver manages to steer it back to safety. A tense moment reminding us how critical space and control are when overtaking. Tense moment on the road. The car is stuck halfway through the intersection when the light turns red, and before the driver can react, a speeding semi-truck comes barreling through. The car tries to speed off, but it's too late. The truck slams into it with force. A risky move on the road. The box truck tries to overtake a car, but what it doesn't see coming is a speeding semi-truck in the same lane. In a split second, the semi crashes into both the box truck and the car. A stark reminder that sometimes patience is the safest move on the road. On an icy road, the semi-truck struggles for control, its wheels losing traction on the slippery surface. In a split second, it clips something and flips, crashing into the snow. A brutal reminder that icy conditions don't forgive, no matter how big the vehicle. The truck's moving smoothly, waiting for its green light, when suddenly, a car runs the red and slams into it. The result? A crash that could have been avoided with a little patience. A reminder, when it comes to traffic lights, there's no room for shortcuts. The wreckage left behind tells a story of speed, mistakes, and shattered lives. These crashes remind us that the road is unpredictable, and one wrong decision can change everything. Don't forget to subscribe for more shocking footage, and let us know which crash left you speechless. Stay safe, stay alert, and always respect the road.